welcome to my class. In our last class or previous some classes, we already discussed Thorndike's trial and error method of learning. Just associate with that method of learning, today we are going to talk about the laws of learning as given by Thorndike. So here the first one is law of readiness, second one is law of effect, and the third one is law of exercise. So based on three laws, today we will continue our class. Okay, so let's continue. Here it is first law, law of readiness. This law is indicative of the learner's state to participate in the learning process. Learning, according to Thorndike, is preparation for action. It is essential for learning. If the child is ready to learn, he learns more quickly. Okay? If you are ready to learn, you will learn more quickly. You learn more effectively and positively. If the child is ready to learn, then he learns anything quickly and effectively. But if you are not ready to learn, that means you will not get anything easily or quickly. This shows us not to force the child to learn if he is not ready, but also not miss any opportunity of providing learning experiences if the child is prepared to learn. If the child is prepared to learn, to provide him the opportunity to learn. But if the child is not prepared for learning, that means you will not force him to learn because he is not ready. So for learning, physical and mental readiness is very important. Okay, students, the right moments concerning the learning situation and learner's state of mind should be recognized, and maximum use should be made of this knowledge by the teacher. He should also make an attempt to motivate the students by stimulating their attention, interest, and curiosity. That means if you are physically and mentally ready to learn any topic, you will learn very easily without having any disturbances because you are prepared to learning. But in case of you're not prepared to learn, maybe you will not ready, or if you are not accept anything that you are not ready, you are not prepared to learn that topic, maybe it is difficult for you to learn. So Thorndike's this law of learning emphasizes the importance of readiness to learning. Physical and mental readiness is required for effective learning. When a person feels ready to learn or to act, he learns or acts more effectively and greatly actually, and with great satisfaction than when not ready. If you're not ready, that means you will not learn. If you're ready, then you will learn. Okay, students, before actual learning, the learner must be mentally prepared or mentally set. In educational institution, when a pupil feels ready to learn, he or she learns more effectively and takes pleasure in his learning. Similarly, regarding physical readiness, learning regarding physical readiness is also important. If you are mentally ready, it is also important. If you are physically ready, both are very important for learning. Regarding learning, physical and mental readiness both give impact. If you are physically and mentally ready to learn, that means you will learn many things easily because you're prepared for that. So actually the law of readiness defines physical and mental readiness of the child, because if the child is physically and mentally ready or prepared to learn anything, that means he will learn easily, effectively, and very quickly. So this is all about the theory of Thorndike's law of learning's first one, law of readiness. Okay, students, I think you do not face any doubt with this point. So today again we will proceed to the next law of learning, that is law of effect. Here, learning can be said to have taken place properly when a result in satisfaction and learner derives pleasure from it. When from your learning you will face satisfaction, when you get pleasure, that means the learning is very positive for you. In the situation when the child meets failure or is dissatisfied, the progress of learning is blocked. Okay, when you are not actually satisfied what you learn, that means your progress is blocked. All pleasant experiences have a lasting influence and are remembered for a long time, while the unpleasant ones are soon forgotten. Because in our life we face it that when we learn something, when that learning is really provide us pleasure, when we that this learning is make you understanding, make you help, or make you from that learning will get pleasure, that means you will not forget that one. But when some learning is unpleasant or you'll not like those learning activities or topics or contents, that means you will forget very soon that one, because there is your concentration is not that topic, because you're not get any pleasant moment from that learning. Therefore it is come to an forgotten moment. Therefore the satisfaction and dissatisfaction, pleasure or displeasure resulting from a learning experiences decides the degree of its effectiveness. So the law of effect mainly give importance on reward and punishment. This law actually emphasizes the role of reward and punishment in the process of learning. Getting a reward as a result of some learning motivates and encourages the child to proceed with increased intensity and enthusiasm, while punishment of any kind discourages him and creates a distaste for that learning actually. If someone provide you reward based on your learning, or after learning you will, or maybe actually when you get something from your learning, that means you will get reward. Okay, if you get reward from the learning, you will happy, because I will get reward and I will proceed through this. Okay, because reward is provide you the platform which attracts you towards learning. Again, when someone provide you punishment, that means that is discuss you or discuss you and also other person also to stay away from those types of learning, because if you will try to learn that concept, you will get punishment. So the law of effect actually defines that after proper readiness, when we done some work, when we actually given you full or 100% towards any work, after giving you 100% towards any activity, will get an effect or a result. So law of effect define those results. Maybe the result is reward or punishment. If you will get succeed, or if you face happy, that based on your activity you will reward it, or when based on your activity you have punished, that means that both reward and punishment give impact on learning. So law of effect mainly defines the term reward and punishment regarding learning. Okay students, so law of effect says that learning is nothing but a part of reward and punishment regarding law of effect. Okay, so we are proceed, let's proceed to the next, that is law of exercise. So law of exercise defines mainly repetition. Repetition is very important regarding law of exercise. Here law of exercise defines that when practice is ongoing, or practice is very important for learning, because someone says practice makes man perfect. So practice is very important for learning. If you are practicing, if you are repeating a task, that means you are slowly your strength or that was is increased. But if you are not repeat the task, you not exercise the task, your your control over those activities slowly decrease. So repetition is very important regarding learning. So law of exercise mainly defines the term repetition regarding learning. So this law of exercise actually divided in two laws. First one is law of use, and next one is law of disuse. Law of use, students, mainly modify when a modifiable connection is made between a situation and response, that connection's strength is and other things being equal. That means when you are actually repeating a task, law of use means repeating a task or exercising towards a task, it means your connection or your strength toward that task is increased. Right? It means when a modified connection, actually repetition means what, when we modify our the existing behavior because of repetition. Okay, because of exercise, because when we are doing something, for example, we are writing a letter to improve our handwriting. On that situation, when you your first term, that is you write a letter, and after writing letter your handwriting is like that, so that is your present existing situation. When you repeating the task, when you continuously write some 10-20 letters, that means ki slowly your handwriting will good. That is your strength. Okay, so law of use define that how you use the repetition, or after you use the repetition, when the modification in your handwriting is done, that is law of use. That means a modified connection is not made between a situation and response during a length time. No, not, it is actually when a modified connection is made between situation and response. Okay, a connection, actually modify connection is made between a situation and response. That means when you will write something, that is, or when preparing or exercising something, you will get your own strand from that one, or that is your writing or your font, your writing style, your handwriting is slowly better from your existing condition because of repetition or repeating the same task. And law of disuse means when a modifiable connection is not made, when just you are not exercising, you're just repeating a task without proper manner, or just repeating, or sometimes we can say we are not exercising, not practicing to do a task, that is law of disuse. When a modifiable connection is not made between a situation and response, you will repeating a task but there is no modification you will get, or during a very long time after writing 5 or 10 letters, when you're actually when your uh, handwriting is not improving, that means that is law of disuse. That connection strength is actually decrease, your handwriting will not actually good on that time because of law of disuse. So law of use and law of disuse, these are two very important points regarding this law of exercise. It can be said in short that the law of exercise as a whole emphasizes the need of repetition. So students, this is all about the three laws of learning, and this law of learning is very essential for your examination. First one, that is law of first one is law of readiness. If you are mentally and physically ready, that means you will learn anything very easily, or if you're not physically and mentally learning actually ready, then you will not get anything easily. And if you are mentally and physically prepared, that means you will get many things actually. And law of effect defines two parts, reward and punishment. Getting a reward strengthens learning when motivates and which actually motivates and encourages the child to proceed with increased intensity and enthusiasm. On the other hand, punishment weakens learning and discourages the child and creates an aversion actually for that learning. You'll not, if you're actually get rewarded, you will motivated toward learning, or you're not get rewarded, or you'll get actually get punishment, you're not motivated towards learning. This is law of effect. And last one, it is law of exercise, actually that is repetition. So student, if you face any problem, then you can ask me.